right? So let's start with S3 because that's where we sort of started with storage. Um, there's a project out there called Apache Iceberg, which allows us to really um, deal with this idea of data in say in S3. I mean, Iceberg is bigger than just AWS or anything like that, but in AWS, say in S3, you've got files and you want to make changes to those files over time. Like S3 is really more of a worm model, write once, read many times. And so when you want to build a data lake and you have new data coming in and you want to figure out, well, is this an update or is it an insert? Is this new data or is that data there and we're just changing it a little bit, right? So Iceberg allows us to do that. And so now they have support for this idea of S3 tables. So these are specifically optimized for analytics workloads. And so now you should get up to 3 times faster query throughput and 10 times higher transactions per second compared to self-managed tables. And so Apache Iceberg is what we typically use when we're setting up that data lake on S3. They also now have something called S3 metadata. It's in preview right now, but what it does is it gives you helps you instantly discover and understand your S3 data with automated, easy queried metadata that updates in near real time. So each of these, I did include the link to where they announced it. But so here it is. So it supports object metadata, system-defined details like size and the source of the object, custom metadata, tags that you use, all that kind of stuff. And it's automatically capturing that from objects as they're uploaded into the bucket. And so you can query that metadata in a read-only table. And as your data in your bucket changes, the metadata updates automatically. And so that's kind of cool, new feature. Right? Couple others. Oops. There's a new default data integrity protection. So they've long done some sort of hashing. Like when you write to S3, you're writing to the first place, and then it copies 2 other copies in other, data centers across that region. And then every time you go to do something, it does some checksum stuff to make sure. Well, now they've increased how they do that data integrity. And so here's the result of it. It now stores a CRC-based whole object checksum in the object metadata, even for multi-part uploads, helps you verify the integrity of the object stored in S3 at any time. So they've always had some like MD5 checksums, but now it supports 5 additional checksum algorithms. And so, it's the best practice for data durability, and it's now the default behavior. So, just a little more at ease with making sure that even as they're moving your data around to make copies of it, it's going to be, verified that they got it right across.